All right. So, all right. Thanks for doing this, Mr. Litt.
You're welcome.
And I wanted to interview you. And my first question is, has there been a moment or a time in your field working with research in the medical field that you wish you had known Spanish?
Let's see. So I'll have to go back to my college days before I actually was doing independent research. I worked in a lab with this guy who studied lizards out in the desert of West Texas. So I went to college in Austin, Texas, and we would take a trip every summer to the West Texas desert, which is very sparsely populated. There's very few people out there. But there's a really significant Hispanic population there. It's kind of close to the Mexican border in El Paso. And we would encounter people a lot who would have really good knowledge of the desert and where we could find the specific species of lizard we were trying to find for our experiments. So there were moments there where we would have to deal with people who may not speak great English. So I would have to bring in my limited Spanish skills, which I can speak basic Spanish, but I'm not fluent. So I really wish that I could communicate better in that situation so that we could accomplish our research goals better. Yeah.
Would you say the need or Spanish will be needed in the future in the medical field, and why?
Yeah, I think it definitely will. If you just look at Durham, I think there's a pretty big Latin American population here, and it adds a lot to the culture and diversity of the city in a really good way. But not all of those people can speak English. Like I have some neighbors who have young kids, and the kids are growing up going to schools in Durham, and they speak great English, but their parents don't. And I'm sure those parents are needing to navigate, going to conferences with their kids' school, or getting health care and things like that. And so I think as these types of families integrate into our society, we're going to need to help them kind of get the services and do the things they need to do with their families. And I think having people that can speak Spanish is going to be really helpful for that. Yeah.
Would you say that it's a benefit? If you are bilingual or multilingual, then adds, like you're saying, the need for people to be able to communicate with those types of languages. Would you say that's a major benefit in the workforce?
Yeah, I think it's a huge, huge benefit. I think there's many jobs where I feel like a candidate for that job who can just speak English versus someone who's bilingual or multilingual, I think that multilingual person is going to stand out because you never know when those skills are going to become really necessary or useful. I think it's great that we try to stress for our high school students to take a foreign language. I wish a lot of students would take it even further because I think those skills are really great, not just for jobs and things like that, but just for also just understanding other cultures and understanding how language works and how better to communicate with all kinds of people. So yeah, I think it's a huge benefit.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome, Alfredo. It was a pleasure.
Thanks. Thank you.
No problem.
I'll be ready to go tomorrow.
That was